Good morning and namaste. I hope you're happy and well this morning. Are you ready to practice? Well, let's get on the mat and do some movement. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell before you do, because I want you to be notified when I upload. All right, so get on the mat and let's have some fun. So you're going to put your knees together, or your feet together and your knees wide, and let your hands spread, let your shoulders relax, and pretty much just melt. Take a few minutes to get into the breathing, and let the breath fill the body. And then come forward into the forearms. Put your knees right underneath your hips and then slide that arm at an angle so that the left hand is right in front of the right hand. And then your shoulder is going towards the floor. So you're just going to let it hang here, but not without engaging in your belly, pulling your hips back, really anchoring this right hand, this right forearm. And just feel the whole side of the body start to let go. Now pull that left arm back, anchor, and then cross that right hand so that the hands are aligned with one another. And then let that shoulder drop towards the floor. Pull your hips back and your belly up and in. And let the exhale move anything out that you don't need. Now pull that arm back. Come into a cat tilt. As you exhale, really get through the whole spine. Let the head dangle. Feel the freedom in your neck and shoulders. And then move the heart forward. Take your left arm, thread it underneath your right arm. You're going to reach that right arm up and back. Now turn the hand down, or backwards, and then bend the elbow. And you're going to come back onto your heels and pull that left hand to meet the right hand. Interlace your fingers. Let the chest lift and then bow down, taking your forehead to the floor. And then take those arms up to the sky, pull the wrists apart, and then take those arms down. Now you're going to come back, have a seat, release the arms, take a deep breath in, come to your forearms again. Do a cat tilt. So just exhale here, move the heart forward, and then lift the elbows into a full arm cat tilt. Move the heart forward. Now take your right arm and thread the needle. So the right arm goes underneath the left arm up to the sky. Turn your hand backwards and reach for the right hip crease. Pull the belly in, and then have a seat on those heels. Pull the right arm back to meet the left. Interlace those fingers. Take your arms back, pull the wrists apart, and dive over. Then have a seat again, releasing your arms. Up on the inhale, and then exhale, take your forearms to parallel. Curl those toes and lift those hips up. Now if you have a hard time in forearm dog, remember you can just drop to your knees and then come up slowly in and out of it. You can pretty much do this with anything. If something isn't available to you, just kind of work with where you are. And then pause here. And then you're going to drop, lift, and go to down dog. So, again, listen to where you are. You're going to drop your elbows straight down, dive the chest forward, and then eventually, and then chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Now this could be just coming into plank and down dog. Some people are just going to move back and forth between plank and down dog. And depending on where you are, the lower you go, the more strength that you need. So then just rock forward and play. Rocking forward, inhale, exhale. The legs are very strong and activated. Drop your elbows, rock it forward, and lift. One last time. Drop your elbows towards the floor, not too far, maybe halfway between where you were and the floor, and then rock it forward, up dog, down dog. Pause here. Lift off of your heels and walk or jump between your hands. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, fold. Again, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Breathe. Exhale. Next time, you're going to come into chair pose or Utkatasana. You'll sit back, rise up, interlace those fingers, pull the arms back and over. You're going to sink down, reach, rise, interlace those fingers, bow down, release, sink, hands to the floor, take a deep breath here, and walk or jump. So take it down, lower, up dog, down dog. From here, a little balance. You'll take your left hand, cross over. So you're taking your left hand and grabbing the outside of your right knee. Then you'll drop it back to down dog. Take your right hand to your left knee, pull into the belly, and then release. So you'll drop your elbows again, dive forward, up dog, down dog. Dive, rock it forward, up dog, down dog. One more time, dropping, rocking forward, up dog, down dog. Pause here. Lift off of those heels. Float forward between your hands. Take a deep breath here. Exhale. Utkatasana. You'll rise up on the inhale. Interlace. Bow down as you exhale. Utkatasana. Exhale. Inhale. Float back. Walk or jump. Up dog. Down dog. From here, you'll take your right foot to your left hand, drop the shin to the floor, pull back. Left foot to the right foot, drop your shin to the floor, towards the floor. It doesn't have to go all the way down. Just be where you are. Exhaling forward and back. One more each side. Next time, you'll take your right shin all the way to the ground, lower, come to your forearms and anchor here. Take your hands back by your side. I'm sure it keeps getting caught. So lift on the inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift, exhale. In, exhale. Next time you'll inhale and hold. Bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Curl, lift, pull back. Then take your left shin forward, lower down. Make sure that your hips are parallel, then your forearms are parallel. Take the energy and pull your torso forward as you anchor that back leg, and then bring your hands back. Lift on the inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale. Now when you come down, the forearms are going to be parallel. What you'll do here is curl the toes, elevate your hips, swivel the left shin, and you're going to pull those hips up. Take your right leg up and down. Up and down. Up, down, up, and down. Now, for the first time, or wherever you are, if you need to do this every time, you'll drop to your knees, lift your elbows, and go to down dog split. So the right leg is in the split, and you'll do the same thing, lowering and lifting. Lowering and lifting. Lowering. One more. Then you'll take that right foot between your hands, plant the left foot into the ground, rise on your inhale, and come into Virabhadrasana 1. Make sure that that back leg is really grounded. Femur bone is pushing into the hamstring. The outer calf is pulling in, and you're really digging the heels into the floor. Now you're going to interlace those fingers behind you. Exhale, pulling the wrists apart. And then rise back up. When you rise up and release those arms, the right arm will go over the left arm, forearms up to the sky, and then bow down as you exhale. And then you'll release as you rise up. The hands go to the ground as you exhale. You're going to pick that right foot up and go to down dog split, but then bend the knee, turn towards the right, drop that right foot onto the floor, and have a seat. Pause here, reach the arm up, forward, and then turn it as you wrap around that shin. Now release. Take your hand back to the mat. You'll pull yourself up, cartwheel, and go to pigeon, or I call it Ekaraj. So come to the forearms, anchor, pull your belly in, use that breath, and you're lifting up, swiveling that shin, pull your hips back, and lift that left leg and lower. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. One more time. Now you could drop to your knees and then find down dog split, or from here you could push the hands forward and lift the elbows at the same time. Lower and lift. Lower. Keep it going. One more time. Then take your left foot between your hands. Plant your back foot into the ground. Rise up into Virabhadrasana 1. Super power back legs. The knee is right over the heel in the front. Then interlace your fingers. Let your heart lift. And then bend over, pulling the wrists apart, diving between the legs, and then you'll come up, releasing, and that left arm crosses over the right arm. Bow down as you exhale. And then rise up, release. Exhale the hands down. Pull that left leg back, open towards the left. Place your left foot onto the floor and sit. The knee stays up, reaching the left arm up and forward. Arms away from each other, and then clasp. Energize through that right leg. And continue to breathe freely, effortlessly. And release. Taking your right hand back to the mat. You'll pull up on the inhale. Do a cartwheel. Take your left knee to your wrist. Come back to your forearms. You're going to bend that back knee. You'll lift up and reach back with one or two hands. And just let this be another way to open your shoulders back up and your chest. Stay with the breathing. Exhale completely. Inhale fully. You'll release those arms on your next exhale. Lift the back knee, hips, and swivel that left shin. Now, you could just do what we did before, which is lower and lift, or you can lift and just let that right leg carry over, and the left leg just follows. It's not necessary to be in any pose or any position. It's moving with intention. Now find down dog split, so drop your knees if you need to. So you can lower and lift here, or same thing, you'll lower, you kind of bend that back knee and hop forward. Just kind of back and forth. Now take your right foot between your hands. Plant your left foot into the ground. Rise on the inhale. Let the standing pose of Virabhadrasana 1 ground you. Interlace those fingers. Dive over. Relax your shoulders. And then rise up, right arm on top of the left arm. You'll inhale and exhale. Rise up, release, and exhale. Pull that right foot off the ground and open out. Drop it, sink, reach high, bend forward, reach out, and bind. Or just have your hands out. Do what you need to do. I can't really stress that enough. Now release again. Hand back to the mat. Come on up. Cartwheel. Ekhraj. Lower down. First arms are parallel. Then bend the knee. Reach back and grab for the ankle. One hand or two. And then focus on the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In again. Exhale. Last breath in here. As you exhale, forearms to parallel. You'll curl the toes. Lift the hips. Swivel that front shin And then lift and lower or just float. Maybe you'll come into some pose or some variation of Panchamayurasana. It doesn't matter. What matters is your intention to find alignment, find down dog split, and to build your power. So you kind of bend that standing leg a little bit and float. Pretend like you're squeezing something between your arms as you drive something into the ground, and that gives you the stability. Take your left foot forward. Anchor that back heel into the ground. Rise up for Virabhadrasana 1. Make sure the front knee is over the heel. Interlace those fingers. You'll bow down and exhale. When you come up, you'll release those arms. Left arm goes on top. Bow down. If you wobble, it's okay. Rise up on the inhale. Release and exhale down. Pick the foot up. Open out. Place the left foot onto the floor. Have a seat. Really lengthen up. Reach forward. Then out. Bend the elbows. And clasp. Or put your hands where they need to go. Be in your rhythm of breath. Release. And we'll do one more round each side. So you're going to come up on the inhale. Cartwheel down. You're going to take the shin to the wrist. Come to the forearms. Bend your knees. Bend your back knee. Take your left hand and grab one or two hands. Open that heart. If you can, look up. Notice what's happening in your lower back. So if you feel any tweaking in your lower back, engage in your abdominals more. We want to be engaged with the abdominals the whole time, but it's easy to forget that. Now release. Same drill. So we're on repeat. You're lifting up, swiveling. Just lift and lower or float all the way up. But let that lift and lower build power. So then you're going to find down dog split. Drop the knees if necessary. Float. You're rocking the shoulders over the wrists, pressing down into the ground. Drop and bring that right foot forward. Rise on the inhale. Exhale, interlace those fingers. You're going to bow down. Rise up, and you'll pull that right arm over the left arm. Bow down. And rise up. Release, hands to the ground. Open it out. Drop the right foot behind you. Sink. Reach. And wrap. Whatever you need to do with your fingers. So you can do what we did the first 2 times, just lifting up, holding here, or you can grab that foot as you're coming up, or just grab it somewhere between and hold it straight. You don't even have to be grabbing. You can have your arm up and then Ekaraj. Forearms to the ground, bend your knee, lift up, grab the ankle, 1 or 2 hands. Once you're here, you want to look towards the sky, go for it. Now release back down, come to the forearms, lift that back knee, swivel, lift into that split, and if you want to float, you have to dive forward, lift off. Remember, you're just lifting and lowering. And then find down dog split. Lifting and lowering. Just play. Let it be play. Left foot between your hands. Plant your back heel into the ground. Rise into Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale. Bow down. As you interlace those fingers, this really helps to stretch the wrists, the shoulders. Come back up. The left arm goes over the right arm. Elbows towards the sky. And bow down. Then rise up. Release. Hands to the ground. You're going to open out. Wrap one more time. Release. You're going to come up on the inhale. And cartwheel down. You're going to pull the left knee in, the right knee in, the left knee in, the right knee in, left, last time right. Drop your knees, rest in child's pose. Come to the crown of your head, cross your legs, and extend those legs forward. Exhale over. You're going to come back up, move your hips to your heels, and onto your back. Pull your knees out and grab the edges of your feet. And then just bring those arches towards your chest. Now you're going to take your legs up and out to the side. And like to have my hands on the inner shins just to get a little bit of weight. But you could take your hands underneath for support and just kind of put your elbows on the ground. Either way, it feels good. And then you'll release. Bring those legs back together. Just hold the legs up for a second. Then you're going to take your knees. Have your arms fully extended. And push those heels to the ground as you lift up. And come back down. Pull the knees into the chest. And then relax completely. Let yourself go. And go into Shavasana. Without a care in the world, knowing that you're cared for. Take a deep breath in. Wiggle your fingers and toes. And then roll to your right. And bring yourself into a seated position. And bring your hands to your heart. Namaste. Thank you. Thanks for practicing with me, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Again, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you will be informed when I teach. So, take care of yourself and enjoy.